It's KP&AC, our takes is like crazy. Hot takes on the daily, we might take your lady. This flow goes bananas, bananas got boatloads. Big time, we go, hard like this promo.
And we're coming back. Another episode, KP&AC Media, another fire episode today, talking about these NBA playoffs.
Are we live right now, bro? Are we live right now?
We
Yeah.
live right now. So yeah, we're down to the final four. Final four of these playoffs. We got the Hawks playing the Bucks, and we have the Clippers playing the Suns, and the Suns are already up 1-0. They took care of business yesterday during the day against the Clippers. Clippers playing without Kawhi. Suns playing without Chris
Paul.
The Suns playing without Chris Paul. Yep. So interesting game and interesting playoffs. Really, it's just been weird back and forth. So we will jump into some NBA playoff talk today. Might get into a little bit of we'll get into the trade talk as well with Kemba Walker and all that. So we'll just get into some more NBA stuff. What do you think's going on here? What do you think of these playoffs so far?
Just surprising. I mean, literally, how many of these series have just surprised me? Like, I just didn't see it. I mean, the Atlanta Hawks didn't even make the playoffs last year, bro. And now they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, just
These
crazy.
guys were like 15-27 or 15-24, some goofy record, and then they fire their head coach, and now Nate McMillan is the superhero. You know, I mean, this guy looks like a genius, and he's still got the interim tag. So you just hire this man as a head coach.
Coach of the decade right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's put that team. I mean, Trae Young doesn't even play well last night, against the Sixers, and
yeah, he's like
they still pull off the win.
423, I think, or something like that. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
it was ridiculous. Ben Simmons was a no-show. Nobody knows where he was. There was a MIA report out on him.
Time to trade that dude.
Hey, they need
trade Simmons. Mentally soft.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you, like, these Sixers have three. This is the way I was thinking about this. They have three of the best four players in that series, with unquestionably. You cannot argue that. They have three of the top four players in the series. They have an all-star. Tobias Harris is an all-star. Joel Embiid is an MVP candidate. And then you got Ben Simmons, who nobody knows what's going on with this team. They just can't ever get together. Doc Rivers, I don't know about him.
Get him out of there, bro. Trade him with Simmons.
Yeah, hey, you might have to. I mean, you might have to just move on. This team underperformed all year, and after losing to the Hawks like this, I gotta give credit to the Hawks, of course. I mean, you can't really deny it, but anybody's going to say the Sixers are a better put together team than the Hawks.
You would think, and they also got Curry, man. Who I know he's not as good as his brother, obviously, but that dude can shoot. Man, he is a blazer. He's puts up solid points.
Yeah, and they have Danny Green as well. He didn't play tonight, but he was another guy that he's another shooter. I mean, they surrounded these guys with some decent role players, and they just
Danny Green should have retired. Danny Green should have retired 2 years ago.
Yeah,
They got Dwight Howard too.
Yeah, they got Dwight Howard. I mean,
he's Dwight Howard, man.
He would have been better off. Embiid some minutes.
Yeah, he would have been better off in LA, I guess, man. He didn't do much for Philly this year, but what are you gonna do? I don't know, man. Embiid, I feel bad for the dude because he's a beast, man. He's a beast, great player when he's healthy, especially. He's unstoppable. So they got to get this guy. I don't know, a point guard that can set him up, and Simmons can do that. He's a decent defender, obviously, but can't count on him in crunch time. Can't count on him in the playoffs.
Dude cannot shoot for nothing. He couldn't throw a beach ball into the ocean.
He was afraid to shoot that layup, bro. At the end of the game there.
What do you think of that? Can't throw a beach ball into the ocean, bro.
I don't know what that was, man, but I was hoping for the flush sound. You need to flush that dude down the toilet.
No problemo.
There it is. Yeah, get that shit out of here, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, no, they need to do some reconstructing with their roster. Obviously, this season has just been weird. I think it's what I also think it is. This is just my opinion, but I think there's some some facts to this. It's like last year was everybody in the bubble. You know, it was a real weird year with the Miami
Mm-hmm.
Heat making it to the finals, and everybody couldn't believe that, right? Like Spoelstra just puts together this miracle year, and it kind of was. It just made sense a little bit last year because nothing made sense. If that, everything happened because nothing was making sense. You know what I mean? So that was completely doo doo, of a season, and it was just a fluke year. And then what's happening this year, I think, is they're coming back and they're just now getting used to having these fans back. So the home court advantage, I don't think is as strong as it has been, in past years before last year. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, and every stadium's been different, or every arena's been different.
Right.
With those regulations, but yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know, man. I agree with you that it's a weird season, and certainly last year was too. Just a lot of surprises coming out of these playoffs for me. Just don't get it. I just don't get it, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. I think it's just a weird situation again. It's like a weird everything put together has just not made any sense. Like the Clippers go down 0-2 a couple times. They come back against the Mavs. They come back again in the last series, and they just have, and then they don't
Yeah,
show up today. I mean,
they're about to be
or
zero
they
and
don't show
two
up last
again,
night.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's and we both thought the Jazz were going to be able to handle them. That's who it was the last series. They go down to the Jazz, and they still come back and win that series. So just weird. It's weird.
Yep, yep.
But what are you gonna do? But but now we got to give some predictions with the final four teams because who knows what's gonna happen? It's like I was talking to my brother-in-law today. He was over here. We're watching, or I was talking to him yesterday when we were watching the game during the day, the Clippers and the Suns first round, and we were just like anybody can win at this point.
Yep.
It's anybody's game. It's anybody's championship for the taking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There it is.
So we got the final four teams. Let's just go ahead and give our predictions here, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit more about everything. But we got the Hawks and the Bucks, and then we got the Suns and the Clippers. With the Suns going up 1-0 on the Clippers, how do you see that playing out?
Oh, it depends a little bit on the health of Kawhi Leonard, obviously. I got it going 6, and I got to go in the Suns' way. I got the Suns at 6. We've seen the Clippers fall down multiple times, like you were saying, man. I think they're going to go down 0-2 again. Uh, they're resilient, though. I'll give them that, And I think with Kawhi, like, he just seems to be better when he's that guy. I don't know if he's ever learned how to be like that role player, that second fiddle. I think he's just I don't know. I think that might be a part of the reason why he's kind of fallen off almost from a fan's perspective. So we'll see how that goes. And that's the other thing, Kawhi. We're not really sure what's going on with his knee, but I don't trust Kawhi to come back, man. And I look back at that 2017 Spurs series. You remember that whole season, man, when he had that issue, and man, they're like all the doctors saying, "Oh, like his thigh's fine, like he can go back," and he just never would go back. And you were like, "Is this dude hurt? Is he just trying to get out?" I don't know, man. Something's wrong with that dude's head. So that's my whole thing. Like, I don't think the dude's going to come back this series, and that's why I got the Suns in 6. If he's able to come back, he didn't even travel, so he's obviously not going to play in that game 2. Maybe he comes back game 3, and they do their thing 3-4, and they run off, and maybe they win. I don't know. If he comes back, then they obviously have a great shot, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. I think this is the Suns series to lose, and they're playing hot anyways. That they've been the best, probably the best looking team throughout the playoffs. I'm gonna give it
Most
to them.
consistent for sure. Most
Yeah, for
consistent
sure,
for
for
sure.
sure, for sure. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. All right. That's a good take. That's a good take. Got to give you a round of applause on that.
Oh, bro, that's a hot
So
take.
it's a hot take. So I'm going to go a little bit of a different route because I feel like I keep picking against the Clippers and they just keep winning. And again, I do think it depends on Kawhi though. So this is what I think. I think game 2, they're going to steal that game against the Suns, even without Kawhi, because it looks like Chris Paul's not going to play again.
That
And they
dude, come
almost,
on, man.
and I know, you never know what's going on with him. It sounds like he's not vaccinated and he ended up getting the COVID and he's not, he has to sit out now. That's what it sounds like. They haven't really confirmed everything, but that's really what it sounds like. And so I think he'll have to sit out next game. And I think that Kawhi might be out as well. But I think the Clippers will steal that game without having Chris Paul. That's just what I think. They were close last night. They were real close, but and Devin Booker had to have a monster game. I think he had 36 or 38. Who he is just a baller. We talked about him last time. That kid is he's a stud. He's he's the best player on the court right now with the Kawhi's out, because I'll take him over Paul George any day of the week. I think most people would.
I might take him over Kawhi right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's really not far fetched at all. Yeah, for sure. Now, the way Kawhi's played this season, I mean, he's played good, but he hasn't played up to how he usually plays. So yeah, Devin Booker is a baller. So I just think that they steal game 2 and then they go to their home court and they kind of got that advantage. And then Kawhi somehow, if he makes his way back, I think they take care of it. And I'm just picking against the Suns. I just think at some point the Suns run out. I mean, I could be wrong. They could win the whole thing, easily. But I just think at some point that fire kind of goes out. And I keep picking against the Clippers, and they don't look that great, but then somehow they find ways to win. I think Ty Lue needs to make an adjustment, though. I think he needs to quit playing Patrick Beverley at all. Sit that dude out, period. Don't play
Period. Point blank.
Period.
Here's the thing about Beverley, man. He's emotionally the alpha on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's kind of like that dude. So, and that's another reason why I don't love the Clippers, man, is because their alpha isn't their best player. Or you see these championship caliber teams, like, the alpha is generally the best player, where like Kawhi Leonard's just not that dude. Like, he's quiet, he's awkward. So, I mean, who are they looking at? But I agree with you. Yeah, man. Coach Lue, he will make adjustments. I mean, he's been doing that with every series. He goes down, he comes up. He's a stud, man. He's a great coach, obviously. He's done some great shit. So,
yeah, so I just think with them having Reggie Jackson and Rondo, he's just got to play Rondo, because he wasn't playing Rondo as much, and then Rondo played really good yesterday. So you have to play Rondo, because you get pretty much the same on defense. Patrick Beverley, for whatever people say, he's not this massive shutdown defender. He's not. Anybody that thinks that, he's a pest. But he's not stopping anybody. He's not really changing the game that way with his defense. And then Rondo plays pretty good D. So you're not losing a lot with that. And the reason Reggie Jackson slid into that starting role, which made a huge difference in the first series against the Mavs, is because he brings all that offense. And now they need the offense with Kawhi out. So I just think play him. Now you might see a little bit of Beverly because Kawhi's out. That's the issue right now. Right. Is because he will play Reggie Jackson with Beverly, I've noticed, and Reggie Jackson with Rondo every now and then. So when those two go in, you still, I think Beverly still might get in that rotation with Kawhi out. But again, I just don't think he does much. And I just, like I said, I don't like the Clippers either, like you said, but they just keep finding ways to win these series. And it's just every time their back's against the wall, they get a big win or a big couple wins. And I don't think that's due to Kawhi, like you said. I mean, he's not Paul George will probably, I think Paul George will have a huge game in the next couple, I think they play again Tuesday. So, that's just what I think right now. And again, if the Suns sweep the Clippers, I wouldn't be surprised, because these playoffs are so weird,
Sweep.
So, yeah, I mean, you could get the brooms out possibly. But
sweepy.
Yeah, so I just don't want to pick against the Clippers a third time and be wrong, because I picked against them twice, and I'm still shocked that they picked the Mavs. Not even the Mavs. The Mavs losing whatever, but the Jazz couldn't beat them.
The Mavs and the Jazz.
Yeah, the Mavs and the Jazz, but I can't believe the Jazz lost to them. Really.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that team.
Yeah,
they had them on the ropes.
They had them on the ropes, and they're like the Suns, I felt like, where they're deep. They got a couple really good players, They could switch out. You could throw Clarkson, Mitchell, Joel Ingles, who they had 2 6 men of the year candidates. So with Rudy Gobert in the middle. But what hurt
Yeah.
them really bad was Mike Conley being out most of the series.
Yeah.
That really hurt them pretty bad too.
Yeah, they
So,
stopped just making some of those shots that they're accustomed to making and just rolled
yeah.
downhill, man.
Yeah, and Mitchell or Jordan Clarkson, they're just not point guards. Conley's a point guard, but today's NBA, you really don't need a point guard anyway. But those guys are more looking to score than set up offense. So it's just kind of what we're looking at. So I'll take the Clippers, and I'll take it in 7. I think they'll get it done in 7. I think it'll go long series, but they've been winning on the road a lot. So if Kawhi doesn't come back and Chris Paul does come back, we'll talk about on our next episode how I still feel about that pick. So because that might change. I mean, if Kawhi doesn't come back,
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm just basing this on the fact that I don't think Kawhi is going to come back, and if he does, it'll be later in the series. We'll see, though. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, so we're down to the Hawks and the Bucks, and that series will get started, I believe, Tuesday as well, Tuesday or Wednesday. So, who you see coming out of this series in the East?
Hold on, I'm gonna see when this comes out. Is this?
Yeah, check it out. Check out the date.
Okay.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
this is the 23rd. Yeah,
All right, the 23rd, so Wednesday. So that's Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right.
We got a little bit, so yeah, but so who do I got? I don't see this being a great series, man. I don't get it. I do not get the Atlanta Hawks. I don't know how they keep winning. They got Young, and then I'm looking around, I'm like, I mean, how are they doing this? I don't know. I don't get
Clint
it.
Clint Capella is the only other one that I feel like
he's
formidable, but he's not like a game changer though.
He's good, man. And that Kevin Huerter, he had a big game last game, came out of nowhere. I don't even know who that did. I literally never heard of him, until I started watching the Hawks this series. But
he bailed him out too because Trae Young played so bad.
Nuts to me. So I'm gonna go Philly. I'm sorry, not Philly. I'm gonna go Milwaukee.
Yeah, your Sixers are out, bro.
I'm gonna go Milwaukee in 5.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Milwaukee in 5. Here's the thing with Milwaukee. I think Middleton's got to be that guy. From my perspective, he's just got to be the number one. The Greek Freak's more. Not to say that the Greek Freak's not better than Middleton, but Middleton's got to be that primary scorer, and then we got the Greek Freak basically doing everything else, and he could still score points, but he's just not a great shooter. I don't know. He's kind of frustrating to watch, to be honest with you, especially in the playoffs, because these teams all know how to play him. When it gets to this point. But yeah, I got Milwaukee winning in 5.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm with you. I actually have that exact same prediction. Milwaukee in 5. So yeah, I think the Hawks will steal a game, but I don't think that this is the problem that they're going to run into. Is Middleton is going to be big time, but they're going to have a problem with Giannis. This team, if you look at the Hawks roster, they have nobody that can even check Giannis. I mean, who you even? I'm that Collins kid. They might try to put on him, but other than that, who are you seriously going to put on Giannis from the Hawks? I mean, he's just going to kill everybody. I mean, he'll just destroy everybody. So, yeah, I think that he will have a monster series, and he can't settle for jump shots. Blake Griffin was guarding him last series, and all he did was he backed all the way off of him, dared him to shoot, and every time he shot, which he would miss because he went 1 for 9 the one game from 3. But he would just back all the way off enough to where he couldn't get a running start, but to where also he couldn't, he would just force him to shoot the jump shot. Or if he got a running start, is what I'm trying to say, he'd still be able to move in front of him. So Blake Griffin, I thought, played him fine.
Hawks are going to play in the same way. I mean, they might be able to throw some of those bigger names at him, but they'll play in the same way, and then we'll see what happens with it. But I just don't trust them in the big games. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I still got Milwaukee 5 games, man. I just don't see
Yeah,
the Hawks doing it.
yeah. That's the way I kind of look. I look at the Hawks like the Suns is like I just don't see them. I think the hot streak runs out at some point, and I think that streak could be now. So
Yeah,
and
what
again,
you think of that Nets game though?
oh, okay. So that Kevin Durant hit that monster shot,
That was
right?
crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, shot I thought was a big time shot by Durant. I mean, obviously, and then I thought they were all they were out of energy, man. I mean, Durant played the entire game. They didn't have anything left. I mean, Harden's playing at like 50%, 60%. You
Yeah,
know
he
what I
was
mean?
a shell of himself this series. So
Yeah, and he played, and I think his shooting percentage was horrible. So, it's just one of those things. But yeah, I mean, them winning didn't surprise me, but I thought the Nets would be able to pull it off, and then I thought they might be able to get Kyrie back. But I heard Barkley talking afterwards, and he was trying to say that he never thought that the Nets were going to win, like even with all of them healthy. And he
all of
was
them
just like, I just
healthy. I don't even think it would have been a great series with all of them healthy.
no,
I'm
and
with you on that.
I don't think any series. I think they would have just ran through everybody.
Yeah, but
So
I mean that's why I initially had Philly beating them though, is because I just didn't trust them to stay healthy, man. Same thing like the Lakers fell into. It's like if you're not playing, if you're not consistently playing during the regular season together, you can't expect just to come together and gel and then not get hurt like you've been all season. And they
yeah,
played like less than a minute together, like all three of them. I don't know the exact stat, but it was low. So
yeah,
it's just like Irving went down, Harden went down. Thankfully, Kyrie stayed healthy. I mean, KD stayed healthy, but he was a beast. He's just not enough to do it by himself.
yeah. KD put him on his back for a little while, but just not enough. So it was a good series though. I mean, I think everybody thought it was done when the Nets went up 2-0. I thought they thought it was completely over. The Bucks were done. So
Mm-hmm.
got to give the Bucks credit. We talked about it before. Drew Holiday hit a couple big shots down the stretch. I think
Yeah,
he's the. I think we talked about it. He's a small upgrade over Eric Bledsoe last year. So the Bucks are looking good right now.
yeah. I like
So
the Bucks shot to get to the championship at least, and then I'll probably win it. We'll see. We'll see who gets there.
yeah, yeah. So we both got the Bucks. Or well, we both got the Bucks in the finals, and then I got them playing the Clippers, and you got them playing the
The Suns.
Suns.
Yep.
So, all right. So, what do you see happening there with that series with the Suns and the Bucks?
I don't even know if I want to get into that, man, because these playoffs are surprising me. Well, if those two play, I'll have to see how they're doing. I mean, I guess just
You can give it now and then change it later.
yeah.
What do
For
you What
now,
do you see now?
I would say Milwaukee.
Okay.
I would say
Okay.
Milwaukee. Although I think the Suns have been the hotter team in the playoffs. I'm just trying to think like how the Suns match up really with Giannis, and that's going to be a mismatch. And Middleton can do his thing. They got some other pretty good role players, so that's what I'm going with. I think those two are a slight upgrade to Booker and Paul, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah. So I think the Bucks should be able to take it down as well. I think the Bucks will be champions this year, and no matter who they face, honestly,
Oh, really?
I think they'll take down the Suns
Or the
or the
Clippers?
Clippers.
All right,
Yeah.
I like that.
So yeah,
That's a hot
but we'll
take.
see. Yeah,
That's
hot
a
take, a little
that's a
hot.
hot take. That's a hot take, bro.
But no, I like the Bucks, but I think it'll be a good series. Against the Clippers, who I have right now. I think it'll go 6 or 7 for sure. But I think the Bucks will take it down. And then again, it won't surprise me at all if the Suns, beat the Clippers. So again, we'll talk about that on the next episode. We'll see where Kawhi's at. We'll both have our opinions on that there. So
No doubt. For sure.
yeah. Yeah. So on a side note, so we got our picks there for the NBA playoffs. Who you got on the? Would you think of the Kemba Walker trade? with the Celtics. So he got traded to the Thunder for a couple small pieces. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah, I really didn't know what to make of that. Like I don't know. I mean, the Boston needed to do something, and they're trying to open up some cap space, I guess. I don't know. I don't really. I'm just kind of out of love with Boston at this point. Like, not that I love them, but I just don't like. I just don't like what they're doing or what they've done. Like they kind of remind me of the 76ers at this point, just underachieving. We talked about that like how a few years ago, at least from my perspective, I was like, man, these guys are young. They got a lot of talent. They're going to be great. They're just not getting there, and it's just like, I'm not sure what they're going to do to get over that hump. What do you think? What do you think? Just tell me what you thought.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you what you think. That's a good take. Yeah, I think that they're definitely trying to unload the cap space. That those three with Kemba, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum, it's just not working. It's kind of like the Sixers. Honestly, three great players all playing together. You just can't get over that hump. And so they did need to do something, and getting rid of Kemba was definitely the option because you want to hold on to Brown and Tatum. I think them bringing back Al Horford, that's just a side piece. Like he'll be, he'll come in and help out a little bit again.
Yeah,
he's get up there.
He's gravy on the mashed potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he's
he knows
nice
the
to have.
system. Yeah, he'll be like a role player for them, because he's a little bit up there in age now.
Yeah, bro.
He'll set some screens, hit some shots.
Put him in a ladle, dude. Put him in a ladle. Put him in a ladle. Pour him on the potatoes, bro.
Put him in a ladle. That's funny. So like you said, he'll be a little side piece. So we'll see what Jaylen Brown and Tatum can do, and then we'll see what Brad Stevens does in their front office. That's his first big move. So I did think the Celtics needed to do something, and it's something to talk about because the playoffs are going on, and he goes out and just makes a big move right away.
That's an interesting move. Yeah, like this is my new position. Kemba, pack your bags, bruh.
It's like he wanted that. Yeah, as soon as he goes from coaching to the front office, he knew they needed to get out of that contract. And it sounds like too the Thunder aren't even going to keep Kemba. They're going to try to get rid of him. So because they got a draft pick, I was trying to figure out why they got a first round pick with Kemba. It should have been the other way, but it's like they gave him a first round pick for taking his contract, is what it sounds like. It's like, here, take this guy with this contract. We're going to give you a first round pick.
I mean, Kemba can still ball. I'd be surprising if they just let him go. I mean, especially if they're picking up the money.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Be interesting.
I don't either, bro. We'll see. I mean, that's next year. That's for next year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Long ways away.
Long ways away.
So what else is new? What else is new in Ohio? Anything else to talk about? What's going on?
Not really, man. It's been raining out here. Shit's crazy. We got the JC Fair going on out here right now, North Canton. That was a lot of hillbillies.
What's going on with the masks? What's going on with the masks?
The masks? No masks.
Mask rule?
No, okay. I mean, you get a few. You get a few people out here wearing masks still. And they'll probably continue to for a while. Not for me though, bro. It ain't for me. It hasn't been for me in a long time. But I had COVID and I had all that shit. I had or at least one of the vaccines. So that's where I'm at with it, man. I'm pretty glad it's all over. Excited to get back to normal.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it slowly is. Oh, speaking of that, you mentioned that the NFL came out today with their COVID protocol for next year. Did you hear about this?
I didn't. I didn't see any of that.
Okay, so Cole Beasley was tweeting about it, and it's just a list of like 10. It's like a list of 10 restrictions for the people that that have not been vaccinated, and then the people that have been vaccinated. And it's just like everything was with if you've been vaccinated, you can do this. You're allowed to do this. You're allowed to be around this. And then if you have not been vaccinated, you can't even travel. You can't do, or I'm sorry, when you travel, you have to stay in the hotel. So you can't go out and see family. It's just really, and Cole Beasley's like really mad about it because I'm assuming he hasn't been vaccinated. So
yeah, I mean they're basically. It sounds like they're making. I mean that's what they're doing. They're basically forcing these players to get vaccinated.
That's what it is. They just don't want to get any cases. They don't want to have any cases in the NFL. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That's what it is. So yeah, so he tweeted like 4 tweets in a row, like long, like paragraphs about the Players Association. He was mad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if you're thinking most of these players are going to be vaccinated, like it's kind of at the unvaccinated player's risk to do what he wants, and then if he gets sick, the other players probably wouldn't, or you'd hope they wouldn't. But I don't know. It's just a weird. That's a sticky situation. NFL can't come out and mandate that, obviously, but it sounds like they're setting some ground rules to be like, you got to do this, or you're gonna be stuck in the hotel.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're forcing you to do it without forcing you to do it, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
What's your take now that we're talking a little NFL? Anything new on the Browns radar or fantasy football wise that you got on your mind?
No, I haven't really. Let's see, fantasy football. I'm still probably like a solid. Let's see, we're in July. Probably a month. I'm probably a month away from like really getting into that.
Yeah,
and I'll look at some little things, but yeah, it's like early August around Hall of Fame time. That Hall of Fame game. I really get into it. I start packing my brain with all these nuggets, dude, and then I start dipping them, and there it is, bro.
dipping them in the barbecue and the honey mustard,
nuggets, dude, and then I'm just like, boom.
We need to. We got to get on Steve and make sure that we can, and obviously, get everything together for a new league. We definitely got to do that. We got to get everything going.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, I mean that's right around wedding time, right? So.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I had a wedding. sound. Oh, here we go. That's what it's more like right there.
That's Audrey right there, bro.
So yeah, shit. So it is right around that time. But I definitely think we should be able to pull something off online or something.
Yeah. I don't like the online draft, man. I don't like it.
I don't either. Live's better, but it's like last resort. You might have to, if that's what you got to do.
Yeah, this year might be one of those years. It was. I don't know.
Even if you guys all get together, I do it. But I got a couple guys that would get in the league, and they're not in Canton though. Like one's in Columbus, one's in Cleveland, so it would be probably online. What I want to do, and I think we should do, is the best way to do it is we all get on something like this, get 12 people, send invites. And even on our phone, on Zoom, and we're all 12, and then we do a live draft of everybody on the phone. That's the way to do it right there, instead of having to do the stupid timer and all that stuff on ESPN,
I agree. That would be cool. I'd be down with that.
Yeah, I think that's the route we should try to go. We need to start talking to Steve about it. I don't even know if I want to even deal with maybe we just need to do it maybe or something. But
yeah, set that up.
I know he's busy, so
yeah, he's too busy to be looking at that stuff. So I agree, man. Let's set that up.
All right, let's start doing it. We'll start getting some guys together. We'll talk more about it. But yeah, anything else? Anything else you got?
Yeah, bro. So I have this idea for like FanDuel or DraftKings, and I've been thinking about this for like a few years. Like, I think you should be able to get on there with like 10 guys, start a league. You know what I'm saying? And instead of just picking a group of guys, before the year and you carry them, just every game you pick guys. You know what I'm saying? New guys, whatever, just like regular. And then if you win the week, it improves your record. And then
but then you pick a new roster for the next week.
You're just constantly picking new rosters, yeah. And I just I don't know why that hasn't become a thing yet. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe I need to call DraftKings or FanDuel and just tell them.
Get them on the phone, man. Get them on the line.
That's a tasty nugget for you guys out there, So think about that.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
That's it. No, that's good. Because like I said, over the next couple episodes, I'm sure that we'll be getting closer to fantasy football, and that'll be a big topic that we talk about. So yeah, it's good to get it going now.
Yep. After this NBA is over, man, it's gonna be all Browns and fantasy probably.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that'll be the good thing too, because it's like Sundays. I always notice too on Sundays. I noticed yesterday. I'm just like, there's basketball to watch. That's good. Like there was one game at 3:30, but if there's not basketball on over the past couple weeks, like during the day, or there's whatever is going on, it's just boring on Sunday without football. That's all I was gonna say. It's just boring. It's just,
Bro, it's really boring in Ohio in the winter.
Yeah, I bet. So football really helps out a lot.
Yeah, dude, it helps out my seasonal depression because without football, I'd just be a lonely boy sitting in the corner, bro. Nothing to do. Chewing my fingernails.
That one is loud. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the need to get back to the glass breaking one. But yeah, no, I remember last year when I had a friend text me and just be like, when there was no sports going on, and he was like, football might be out. I can't go any longer without sports. And it was like a serious thing. Like he was having problems, like legit problems.
Hey, I need an antidepressant right now.
Yeah,
as soon as the season ends.
But it's true though. It gives us so much more to do and to talk about. Sports are a funny thing in this world. So, but yeah, good stuff today, man. Good stuff. Chop it up about the NBA, and that's how it is right here. We just veer off into these cool subjects. Everybody's like, oh, okay, they talked about that. All right, off the top of the head,
freestyling right now.
Freestyle. All right, well, good stuff, man.
Yep.
And that's our shot clock. Game over. Yep.
Game over.
All right. Well, until next time, tune in. We're going to get on Tony's song to take us out.
Later.
It's KP&AC, our takes is like crazy. Hot takes on the daily, we might take your lady. This flow goes but no nose, bananas got boatloads. Big time we go, hard like this promo. Karate kick, I'm Jet Li, one hand on that jet ski. Ice cold like Pepsi, you damn right we sexy. Opinions with no pity, in our bag with so many. Smart and so witty, got the swag of the city. Sports talk that talk. Best check your wall clock. We on time, every time. Got it all like Walmart. Oh shit, we might blow. Don't you know it's time to go? KP&AC, welcome to our show.